Hi, this is going to be another my makeup collection video, and this time I'm going to show you all the brushes that I have. So I figured it would work best this way, breaking these videos up. This way you get to kind of get a better look at my collection than me just showing you everything in one video. So this is going to be my brushes. I have this holder, which you may have seen from my video about how to make it. And then I have some brushes that don't fit into it. So one brush that doesn't fit into it is the e.l.f. Kabuki brush from their Studio line. And this is a really gigantic brush. Here it is on my face. It's really, really big. So this is good if you want to throw powder on, and it's kind of the kind of powder that it doesn't really, looks like I'm not wearing clothes. I need to like sit up higher. The powder is not like a color, so it's not a huge deal, because if it's like your makeup, your foundation, your mineral foundation that you're trying to apply with this, it's just going to be hard to really get like, you know, like around your nose and like, you know, what about right here? This brush is too big for that. So I actually don't really use that much because it's so huge. And the one that I do use very much is one of my favorite brushes of all time, and it's this EcoTools retractable kabuki brush. And just so you see how much smaller it is, and it looks pretty big, like if you're holding this you would think this is a big brush. So just to put it in perspective, like this is really, really big. So this is a great brush. First of all the brushes I'm going to tell you about are really soft and they don't shed, and the ones that are not those things, I will just point them out. So this way I'm not repeating myself and telling you every brush is soft. There's a couple that are not as soft, and I'll just point those out to you, but the rest are all soft. And this is a great brush. It's really dense, and it's great for mineral foundation powder when you want to layer something on a little bit heavier, because it is nice and dense, and it's great for travel. I like that it stores like this, so like dust and nothing gets into it. And so I use this or this whenever I do my makeup. This is another EcoTools brush, and it came in like a little kit, like a little travel kit, and that's why it's like a mini one or something. And I use this one when I want my powder to go on a little bit lighter in coverage wise. Here they are. This one's like a little bit squished here. So it's this kind. It's not round like this kabuki is. Because this is a little bit fluffier, so I could put a lighter layer of powder on. So if I want to do that, I will use this brush. So one of these two, depending on if I'm setting some, like makeup with a powder, or if I'm putting on like a mineral foundation, I want the powder to go on heavier. Then I have a EcoTools by Alicia Silverstone. I have a couple of these. They came in a kit. Blush brush, and I used to use this all the time, but now more recently I switched to this one that I showed you before from Walmart, like a no-name angled blush brush. So now I'm loving this one more. That's why this is not in my little holder. And then I have one of these e.l.f. powder brushes that gets a lot of raves. Very dense, nice flat top. This would be another good brush for packing on, you know, powder and getting high coverage out of your powder. Then I have a angled foundation brush that I have never used. I think it will probably be good to use. I should try it. I don't know why. I've just never ended up using this. I usually just use my hands, but I should try using a brush. Then I have, this came in that Alicia Silverstone kit for your eyebrows and your lashes. I actually sometimes use this for my eyebrows. So that is all the loose brushes, and now I will show you the brushes in this holder. This little guy fell. Alright, so this is from Everyday Minerals. It's a really dense, small kabuki brush called an eye kabuki. This is good for powder underneath your eye, or right around your nose if you have those little broken capillaries you want to put, you know, a mineral foundation or something on. It's nice and dense, and it's, you know, it's really thick too, so you can really kind of use it to build up powder if you wanted a heavier layer. I showed you this brush just a couple of seconds ago, and then I showed you this one too. So now we're on to here. This is a Silk Naturals fiber optic brush, and this is these bristles, these black ones, they're kind of like, I don't know if you can see. I think they would shed. I actually haven't really used it, so I don't know, but I just have a feeling. But it's very small. It'd be good for stippling on like blush. I just haven't had a chance to use it. This is another one from that Alicia's Silverstone kit, and it is a stippling brush. I have used this for my face for a very light layer of powder, like one of those glow powders. You don't want to glow too much. So a great way to do that is to use a stippling brush to apply a very light layer. A really nice brush from e.l.f. Studio. That's a blush brush. I used to use this. Good for if you want a more precise blush application, or you have small face, small cheeks. This is a nice small size brush. Good also to put a highlight. And then their powder complexion brush, also from e.l.f. Studio, really fluffy. If you want a really light layer of powder, this would be a good brush for that. And now I have all these little brushes down here, which are all of my eye brushes. So these here are, I guess with the exception of this one, they're all crease brushes. I have the dollar e.l.f. one that gets a lot of attention. A lot of people talk about that one. Then I have one from Everyday Minerals. This is not really your standard one, because in comparison it's longer and it's kind of like fluffier, but it works pretty good for blending purposes because it's so fluffy. This is Sonia Kashuk brush, and this one is quite firm. Like if you touch it at the top, you almost feel like this point. So I think this would be good if you wanted precision, but I actually never really use it that much. This is another good one. Sorry, they're like so dirty. I'm trying to get powder out of them before I show you. This is another e.l.f. one, and by comparison to this one, you can see it's a little bit shorter. It's a little bit smaller, so if you wanted a smaller crease brush, you could do that. Then this is the e.l.f. Small Precision Brush, and I actually don't use that one very much. I would use it if I want like just something little, like maybe in the corner of my eye, put like a little highlighter or something nice and small for that. But I just want to show you in comparison, and sorry for this being so dirty, but so the Small Precision Brush is the bigger one, and then the dirty one is called Small Smudge Brush. And the reason it's so dirty is it's all concealer in it. I use this to like cover blemishes and stuff, and it works. Ooh, there's a blemish on my forehead. I tried to cover it up really hard, but I love this for concealer. It's like the perfect brush for concealer. Then I have these two little brushes from Essence of Beauty. They're two little crease brushes from CVS, and these are really great. This tiny one is awesome for your outer V because it's so small, and then the bigger one is a great crease brush. These two I really like. I like that they give you more precision, like especially these teeny tiny ones. I use that one a lot. A couple of liner brushes here. These are Royal and Langnickel. These are paint brushes from Michaels. And then here is, this one's awesome. Really like good bristles on this one. Not the kind that are gonna go all crazy on you and get stray hairs. It's a really good one. For your angled liner brush. And then this one is just a low Cornell one. And it's just a traditional straight liner brush. So these are obviously they're made for painters for paint, but they work really good for eyeliner. And they are probably a lot cheaper than eyeliner brushes. Everyday Minerals eyeshadow brush. Then I have an angled eyeshadow brush from Eco Tools. This is another Alicia Silverstone set one. Then I have a little smudger. It's not really a brush, it just has like a little thing on here. I don't know the word I'm looking for. From e.l.f. from the dollar line. From e.l.f. Studio, an angled liner brush. This is a good one. I use this one quite a bit. And then I never end up using this, but this is the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush from their student line. This is like really, really wide. Let me show you next to another eyeshadow brush. See, this is really big. If you have a big eyelid or you want like a really wide brush, this might be a good one for you. And then on this last little pocket, so this I already showed you. This is my little dirty concealer brush. This is a eyeshadow brush. I usually end up using this one. It's from Eco Tools. I think it's just regular, not Alicia Silverstone. Yeah, it's just regular one. Then from Everyday Minerals, a concealer brush, like for underneath your eye. But what I usually use for my concealer brushes is these two here. These are the last two ones to show you. And I feel like I have to move back so you can see that I'm wearing clothing. They're both from Eco Tools, and they came in like a little set that I'm pretty sure included this one, and it included like a cut off version of this one, like a little kabuki, which I don't know where that went. That's another brush I have somewhere that might be lost. So this is a good concealer brush. It's like nice and flat. And then this one is super fluffy. This would make a good crease brush, but since I have so many crease brushes, this also makes a good like putting powder to set your concealer. So these two they can work together for that purpose. And that is it. That is my brush collection, makeup brush collection. So thank you for watching.